We're down home cooking on Kicks Country. It's the Bottle Rockets Perfect Far Away. And we have the Bottle Rockets live in our studios right now. And it must be a blast being out on the road with you guys because some of the stuff I see on Facebook from other artists just crack me up. Like, for example, I'll see, like, it's 2 o'clock in the morning and the Bottle Rockets just busted in my hotel room with White Castle papers. You know, that's like from Otis Gibbs the other night.
Right. There is controversy about that. Otis remembered completely wrong. We did not have White Castle. We had Crystal. So. We had Crystal chicken sandwiches. We did not have White Castle hamburgers. So Otis needs to get his beard out of his ears.
That's great. No, you guys always like kind of harass other artists when you see them on the road.
Just Otis.
Only Otis. He's our whipping boy.
That's great. You know, wasn't he a photographer before he really got into
Yeah,
music?
he's an amazing photographer. He's really good.
Yeah.
I mean, he can take killer photos with his phone. I mean, he takes better photos with his phone than most photographers do. It's just like, I don't know how he does it. He's a magic man.
Well, you guys started out in the early 90s, coming from St. Louis. How did you guys decide this was the kind of music you guys wanted to produce? Because back in the early 90s, that was the grunge movement when you guys basically came out.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
It just came natural. It wasn't premeditated.
no,
You didn't have the urge to like blow up guitars and smash amps.
It's just a product of where you
Noise.
grew up.
yeah. You know, what it is, it's sort of like when I was growing up, which would have been, the 70s, this was just rock music. This was rock and roll, plain and simple. And somewhere along the way, it kept changing names. It was like they kept subdividing music and all that stuff. And
Well,
next thing
they
you
had
know,
to because of disco.
yeah, right. So it's like all of a sudden rock music wasn't rock music anymore. Now, depending on what it was closest to in other ways, it ended up becoming like alternative country or Americana or something. It's
We
like.
kind of grew up with what's now called classic rock, but those stations, they can play Marshall Tucker and Deep Purple at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, in 1974, Marshall Tucker and David Bowie were both considered rock.
Well, like when I look at some of the comparisons that people write about you guys, they compare you like to a Woody Guthrie meets like a Doug Somm, and and I'm like, what? I don't. Yeah, maybe a little hint of Woody Guthrie, but
yeah.
I don't get the full blown out influence of it.
People just latch onto something and go with it. The closest one I heard that I stand behind is John Prine and Crazy Horse. So that's probably the closest. The closest, but it's still not right.
Right. Because I consider you guys more rock than I do country.
Right.
But they consider you Americana, so alt country.
I always describe the band, if nobody's ever heard the band before, as 1/3 John Prine, 1/3 Neil Young, and 1/3 Cheap Trick. That's about like you could get a pretty good distillation of what it is that we do out of it.
What do you guys listen to now that kind of influences you?
Oh, I've been listening to hot new country.
Seriously?
I've got new country fever, but for very little of it. It's like I can't stand the majority of it, but what I love better than anything else that's out today.
Yeah.
So because once again, it is the missing rock. It is the rock that has disappeared. Where did Fleetwood Mac go?
So you can take the Jason Aldean, but you can leave the Taylor Swift.
No, I can't take the Jason Aldean, but I can take the Taylor Swift.
Really? Wow, I'm shocked.
I've come to learn that I prefer today's hot country, the less testosterone that is in it.
That's because of there's some pop music element.
That's right.
So
That's right.
That's what is like.
Exactly.
Well, what about like this whole rock and roll's dead? Do you feel that way?
I
Because
don't
it's like disappearing from mainstream radio.
Well, I think it is.
Yes.
I think it is
but
dead.
it's still there. It's just not on the airwaves right now.
I think people that like to play boisterous music still live, but the whole notion of rock and roll, I mean,
It's not commercial anymore.
No, I mean, it's like, it's, friggin' grandparents, know what rock and roll is. It's like you're not going to rebel against anything with that stuff. It's like...
The days of Black Sabbath are over.
Right.
Yeah. Rebellion has been proscribed. Right?
Yeah.
Whereas now it's acceptable.
Yeah.
So it's I don't know. It's
Yeah.
getting
Well, no, we're getting
long
political.
philosophical
Yeah.
questions. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what is there any other modern rock band than Nickelback? I mean, is there another one? That's the only one that I even know of that sells out like big
Yeah.
places.
Yeah.
Foo Fighters.
Foo Fighters.
But they just
Yeah.
quit touring, so.
Oh, did they?
Yeah,
And would you consider Coldplay a rock band?
exactly. It's like
They're more poppy.
it's I don't know. It's weird. It's weird.
It is weird.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's
The new
cool that-
rock concerts are the new country concerts.
Yes. So I call it traditional rock. Is what
Yeah.
I'm calling it now. Yeah. More than traditional country. You know. So,
Right,
I don't know.
I mean, you want to see 20,000 people going ape shit crazy and kind of fear for your
know,
personal stuff.
It's funny. I have some Facebook friends that actually one of them has this kind of Eurythmics like Kraftwerk like band, and they were referring to a traditional rock, and I had no idea what they were talking about. so that's what it is.
The Eurythmics.
Rock.
Nice. Well, have you guys decided to do a rap song yet? You haven't
No,
done that yet.
that's not gonna happen. That ain't happening.
Well, you guys want to play us another tune?
Okay, let's play another tune.